All right, game of the week. Nick, you've avoided the Undertaker for long enough here. Brighton 3, Manchester United 1. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this Manchester United score. I think it's Mejbri. Is that correct? Do you know?
He goes by Hannibal.
Oh, hell yes. My guy.
So much
All right,
easier.
perfect. Hannibal. Yeah, well, but it's also a dope name. You got to take the wins where you can as a United fan, I think, right now. Well, back in the 20th, that also stings to open the scoring for Brighton. Pascal Gross in the 53rd, and then Pedro in the 71st give a 3-0 lead for Brighton. 2 minutes later, Hannibal. Love it. I love that. Hannibal with a goal for Man United. All is going wrong at Old Trafford. It's kind of crazy that this game was there. I don't think if you ask anyone in the past 10 years if they'd lose to Brighton at Old Trafford, they'd be like, you're crazy. Nick, the floor is yours, my friend.
Why? Whatever I say is just wrong. It's just wrong.
Do you think Man United's good?
No.
See, so you're right. There you go.
I'm a little upset that I'm a little upset that I bet with what I thought was the smart play, but I still was with my heart. I knew deep down this was going to happen, and I could have had my second 10-0 week. I was so close, but dude, I just the Hannibal goal got me excited because I'm looking at all these injuries, and I'm like, he has to play other people. He has to. Maybe he's taking Casemiro off because we're playing Bayern midweek. There's no way he's rotating, his inexperienced guys in on Wednesday. But, we have all these injuries, which is definitely not helping because our defense is porous, to say, to be polite about it. And at this point, why don't you put Hannibal back there next to somebody experienced? He's been touted in the academy for the last 4 or 5 years as one of the best central midfielders we've had in recent memory coming through the academy. The other kid, I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm going to give Michael the opportunity to make fun of me, who got injured in preseason. He's supposed to be a stud too. Casemiro looks awful. Absolutely atrocious. He's moving like a guy that's 37 years old and has 3 herniated discs. Me. So, I think
Nick Tucker out there.
Yeah. And it's hey, you know what? And it had 3 bangers. We got dominated. This is obviously a marquee matchup. Brighton is clearly legit, but to get absolutely dominated in every single statistic, where I was looking at, you are outpassed by almost 200 goals, or passes, excuse me. Accurate passes is almost 200 passes again. You had your accuracy in your passes. It's everything. Absolutely everything. They are, I don't know anymore. The only thing that comes to mind is, if this was me as the coach, this has happened many times in my baseball coaching career, this is what we call the 0-0 speech. You go in, you freak out after the game. The next day, you go to practice. All right, boys, we're 0-0. We're going to have a new, fresh start to the season. Because that's the only way I can think about it going. Because it's a bad stretches happen, but when they happen at the beginning of the season, it's just so much worse. This could happen in February, and it's all right, they right the ship. But when it happens to start the season, and we're not defending, but I want to end on a positive note. Rasmus Højlund, I am in love with that guy. I think that Rashford doesn't realize he has someone he can actually play with up there, and he can go on. Rashford should be able to go put up 15 goals and 15 assists this year. He should have one of those seasons where he's doing a little bit of everything. And did I take some joy out of Old Trafford? Absolutely boo-birding the absolute daylights out of Tony, because when did you see Ten Hag tried to spin it like it was a compliment to Højlund, they wanted him to keep playing? Did you guys see that or no?
I did. But
yeah.
I kind of agreed with it, maybe.
I think he was spin zoning the daylights out of it, because that was it was a boo for taking him off, which he needs to. He's just coming back from injury. But yeah. if it wasn't Tony, if it was someone else, it was Tony, and I did get some joy out of that one. But
yeah.
we got to figure it out. I mean, if like we got to go out and we have to win this week. Like if you want to talk about a must-win early in the season,
got to beat Burnley.
Not even beat Burnley. You got to put up 3 or 4 goals. You have to, which is not going to happen, but you have to.
Embrace debate on this one, Nick. Do you think Erik Ten Hag would have been better off to treat maybe Jadon Sancho with the same respect he treated Højlund, to spin zone some of this stuff?
I think he did last year, and I think that Jadon's just kind of a little bit a crybaby. I think you know what? I'll say it. I really don't care. I think he's a typical Gen Zer.
As someone who has the most experience with Gen Zers, I will allow Nick to say that and let that slide. Although, please, Gen Zers, watch our TikToks. Look, the road's not that easy coming up because of Champions League too. Like it's going to be interesting.
Oh, I am fully expecting a bloodbath on Wednesday. Like I'm so happy that I have a game that I can't watch the game. Like I'm so scared to check my phone that day.
It's not going to be that bad.
Yeah, I think Bayern has some issues too.
Yeah,
Bayern is coached by Thomas Tuchel.
Yes.
Champions League winner Thomas Tuchel.
Insane to say that out loud, but yes, I guess true.
Yeah, I'm self-aware. Michael Dillon, anything to add? Pro Brighton, negative Man United.
Dylan, go first.
I was just gonna say Brighton's good.
Very good.
Like,
dude, they're very good.
Like Brighton, they know what the team they are, and right now they're not scared of anyone, and they're fun to watch. I hope they get top 4.
They're so fun. I think they very well could. I saw a tweet, Nick, and I want to just get your opinion on it. If you took the jersey numbers off these players, you didn't know who they were, and you just watched them play that game, would you be able to tell me who the coach was?
Yeah, Ole.
Was it Ole? Was it... So, but I'm saying, I think the point of it is, like, it doesn't look any different than what it has previously. And I think, to Man United's credit, and hopefully, like, a positive thing for them, I think Amrabat will be really good for you, because I think he'll take a lot of the running, specifically the running from Casemiro, because he's an absolute workhorse. And I think it'll let Bruno kind of just stay up top, where he's, obviously the best. But right now, if you're not booting the ball to Rashford on the left, you don't have an offense. You have no offense. And I think if Højlund turns out to be, the player people think he is, but at the same time, it's not like he was absolutely lighting it up at Atalanta either. He had 9 goals. In the league, at least. I don't know about other than that. And again, it's
so many goals.
It's a completely different system, and I'm just saying, it's not like he had 20.
Dylan's I kill for 9 goals. I kill for 9 goals right now.
But what I'm saying is it's the same thing I have with Chelsea, and then we can get into that point, John, that Nick brought up earlier.
Yeah.
You're saying Nick Jackson, and then you're saying Rasmus Højlund, and you're also looking at it. Victor Osimhen was there. And Napoli were open about how no one came for him, and there was a big price tag. But both of you guys have spent money, and people spend money, clubs spend money and stuff like that, and that price tag isn't ludicrous per se. But I mean, Victor Osimhen, polished striker, he would have been the guy.
Yeah. And
I don't know what you guys are gonna do if those guys don't work out. It's gonna be back to the drawing board again.
Oh, dude. And what kills me is my one friend texted me. We were talking after the game, and he's like, "Bruno looks like a mess." Or I was like, "Dude, Bruno's fine. He is I was having a flashback to a few years ago where everyone was shitting on Pogba, but it's Pogba's playing the 6, the 8, and the 10, and he had no help. Casemiro's getting run all over. Eriksen just looks like his hairline, old.
He looks bad too. He looks bad.
And Bruno isn't. And Bruno's running around like a freaking psycho, trying to play holding mid, trying to play Cam. Like, he's trying to, like, do everything he possibly can, which is, he's doing more, which is actually worse. Like, he needs less.
He was that center back at one point.
Yeah. Like, it's there's some people you can't put blame on. I don't think you can, and Bruno is one of those guys. Like, he's trying, yeah.
I hate Bruno Fernandes. You know that. He's your best player. It's not close.
I
don't even think he's better than Rashford. I think so much of Rashford's success is based on how well Bruno Fernandes is playing, that if you take him out of the team, you might as well not play with somebody up top. Like Rashford is completely disconnected from the team if he doesn't play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.